Falling in love feels great. You know, that feeling of, well, I don't know, not everybody gets butterflies, but you usually feel lighter, you feel more alive, you're invigorated. But falling in love, even though it's great, growing the love and deepening it and actually being committed with someone and looking forward to sharing a vision together, I think that's a lot greater. The thing is, when you're dating, that feeling of falling in love, it's addictive. Like, you really, it just feels so good. And if you haven't had anybody that was texting you in the morning or making you feel special, it can feel even more special. The problem with that is some people get stuck in that feeling and they never develop, they never stay in a relationship long enough to have the conflicts, to work together, to gain the self-understanding and to actually make changes together with another person. They stay stuck in the superficial level of falling in love. And even though that's a great level, it is superficial because usually people who stay in that area end up serial dating. They stay with somebody until it gets difficult or boring and then they move on. So what happens with this is when you're out in the dating world, you may never know if the person you're dating is just stuck in that superficial kind of immature type of love, or if they're really somebody that can be a good partner who's going to stand up to you, walk with you together and work on the relationship. So, or you may feel like, yeah, I like the superficial level too. Like, I don't like to get too close to anybody. Well, that's another issue you could talk to your therapist about. But the one I really want to talk about is what we've noticed with it. We call them love addicts. They're in love with the feeling of being in love. And that's all. They're not in love with you. They're in love with an idealized version of you. And when that starts crumbling, or when reality starts coming in, they can't step up, they can't commit, they can't, it's like they have no backbone at that time. If you find yourself that you're in love with a love addict and you're curious about the person you're dating because you're just not sure, they sure seem to like that superficial, they never really want to go deep in any issue with the relationship, then I think these signs of what it looks like compared to real love may help you clear that up. I'm going to give you 9. There's a lot more, but for the sake of time, we're just going to go through 9. The first thing is, real love creates a feeling of life. You're in it, you're sharing a vision, and if you end up together, you actually do create a life because most people do end up having children together then. But it gives you the feeling that this is together and that it's got depth. Addicted love creates drama. It loves drama, and the reason is it's looking for the high. Real love is based on knowing oneself and your partner. Addicted love is basically in love with an ideal image of who they believe you are. If that image changes or it becomes more realistic, even more so, they won't be able to deal with that. Real love is based on honesty. I want to show you everything. I put my cards on the table. You know, you start introducing them to family. You want to be honest in your transactions. Addicted love is always under a mask. They prefer a mask. They prefer covering how they really feel. They don't want you to meet their family, don't even really want you to meet their friends. Let's keep everything superficial. That's their motto. Real love, it feels more secure. Addicted love, it becomes very anxious if it begins feeling insecure. So they go out of their way to make you feel insecure or like you're not sure you can trust them. So if you're feeling that way, that's a very clear sign. Real love understands that you love yourself first. You're a whole person before you're with this other person. Addicted love seeks love outside of itself. It doesn't really know, that person doesn't really know themselves. And so they're looking for love in people. They want to capture it through others. Real love, it gives up searching. In other words, it's like, I don't have to search. I found what I'm looking for. Addicted love compulsively searches. In fact, when they're not with you, chances are they're online searching for someone else. Real love, It comes from inside and it wants to give to you. Addicted love, just the opposite. They want to take from you. They don't really have anything inside to give you. They're takers. Real love, they need space. They need their alone time. They need time to miss you, to refuel themselves. Addicted love hates space alone. In fact, they'll usually criticize you if you say, well, I need some time alone. They'll be, what's wrong with you? Don't you love me? Like, if you love someone, you're supposed to be with them 24 hours a day. They don't understand, and they're not comfortable in their own skin. Real love, it changes. It basically chooses to be together, to make changes together. Addicted love, they need to be together. They need to be with you, and they need to be with you or know where you are all the time. Although when you're not with them, you have no idea where they are. And my guess is they're searching for the next best person that they can addict to for love. If you're in love with a love addict, then it's really important that you understand it's probably more a feeling of lust, because to fall in love with one means you've been vulnerable and they've been able to reciprocate. And true love addicts, they cannot be vulnerable. They don't want to be. They're in an ideal world. They're not in reality. I hope this helps you when you're dating and finding partners out there.